it. Thank you so much. Give it up for Sharon Spell. Sharon always gives you 155%. All the way. Okay. How you guys doing? Welcome to the show. Isn't this a fun show? I love this show. I'm going to just get this out of the way. I saw something that happened on the street. I saw a bird flying to the side of a lady's head on the street, and that wasn't the weird part. The weird part was that she acted like it wasn't a big deal. Like, that was what really threw me off, witnessing that. And I'll try to reenact what it was. She was walking down the street, kind of muttering to herself. Bird swoops down, point blank, right into the side of her normal-sized head. And this is what she does. She goes, and just kept going. Like it happened all the time. All the time. And I don't understand how that happens to you, and you don't just stop in the street and say, did anybody else see that fucking bird flying to the side of my goddamn head? Did nobody else see that bird flying to my head? Nobody? Only me? Okay, I see how it is. No, I get it. I fucking get it. No, that's fine. Like, that's how I would have to react. But it was, I guess that's the type of life you have where that's not the worst thing that's probably going to happen to you today. Like, that's how intense your problems are, maybe? Like, just living in this city and it's that kind of pressure. Just walking around, man, like, well, I got to pay rent, $9,000. That was a mistake. I shouldn't have signed that. Gotta go get my dad out of jail. That fucking birds. I can't win. Gotta get that gypsy curse lifted somehow. I got a lot of anger, and I can understand that. I feel like this city takes normal people and churns up a lot of evil within them and makes them angry. Like, I feel it all the time. I feel myself turning into a piece of shit. But I'm a nice guy. I feel like a nice guy. But I almost put like garbage in public mailboxes all the time. I don't know why. I don't know where that comes from. I was walking on the street. It was warm today, and there was a guy wearing flip-flops, and he was walking behind me. And there was nothing wrong, but something about the way his feet were flapping against those shoes, like, made me almost spin around and shove him. Like, really, really close. Really close. I had to pull over and let him go by while I just kind of giggled like a maniac and let him walk past. Because he never even knew how close he was to just having the dude up and to the right just spin around and go, hey, motherfucker, you better shut those fucking shoes up. You're bothering people with your feet, which is the craziest thing I could even think to say to somebody. I don't know. Maybe it's not just New York. Maybe it's just life in general, I guess. Because I'm sure everybody has like the build-up. And I think it's because you see it from the top to the bottom. Everywhere you go, there's just craziness everywhere. Like, I saw a thing on the news the other day. I don't even know what politician it was. It was talking about gay marriage and saying something like gay marriage, what's next? We're going to have people marrying animals? And, like, that's the... Like, why are you making me give up? Like, why are you making me give up on everything, man? You're in charge. You're not supposed to be saying crazy shit like that. You know that's that's wrong, that's not gonna happen. Because, I mean, even from a realistic standpoint, like, gay people have come a long way in society. Like, a long way. Like, getting together, having parades, like, building communities together, and like in San Francisco, and little pockets in neighborhoods where they're still looked down upon, but we tolerate them. Like, people that fuck animals don't get together. You know what I mean? Like, there's no parades for animal fuckers. There's no neighborhood in town. Like, they're still so in love with the idea of just fucking animals. Like, they don't organize or anything. Like, they're still getting used to it and understanding who they are and this relationship, how it's going to work, like, in the long run. So I don't think it's, like, there's no gay, there's a gay part of town, but there's not like a tiny part of Chelsea that's like even nicer where people fuck animals and people kind of want to live in. Like that, so I don't think that's going to be the next thing. But I guess sex is just such a hot button issue, everybody wants to talk about it all the time. And it's annoying how much it permeates our existence. Like, I'm getting out of a relationship right now, and a lot of what we dealt with was frequency of sex in relationships, and that's a super common problem that people deal with. And like, I get annoyed by it. All of us do in your different ways. But you always hear women saying this to guys, like, why is sex so important to you? Why does it have to have such an emphasis in your life? And I guess that is, like, it feels disrespectful to me that you have no pity for my situation. Like, that this fucking has me by the back of the neck and is making me think this. You don't think that that's a problem. And then it's treated like a nuisance, like a pop-up window or a commercial that you just like to fast forward and get back to your programs. But like, this is the thing you need to remember, at least about TV. Commercials are on TV in between programs, but from an executive standpoint, the TV shows are the shit in between commercials. Like, those shows are on TV because of the commercials. And you might not want to hear that, but that is the truth. Like, that is why there is TV. Both of them love each other and would rather just have television shows or just commercials, but nobody's gonna watch that shit. So you gotta, like, understand that this is how it works. And don't treat me like I'm a fucking animal, because, anyway, alright, so alright, I'm just gonna say this and I'll get out of here. The best stuff about living in this city is the free stuff, like this show. This is a very expensive place to live, we all know that. It's like trying to rent an apartment in Epcot Center, it's absurd. It's bizarre. But the best stuff is the free stuff, like this, and also catching little pieces of conversation on the street as you walk past them. That's my favorite free show, all the time. I get to enjoy that. I was walking past the bar the other day, and there was a girl and a guy outside smoking a cigarette, and this is all I heard of their conversation as I go past. The girl goes, "My dad's a fire chief. Don't even fucking mention candles around him." Which I thought was so great. Because I don't even need to know anything more about your life. Like, I understand all the cartoonish problems you've dealt with. Like, every ruined birthday party, it's just, happy birthday. No! Get that shit out of here! You know how many fucking babies I've seen burnt up? They're like raisins. It's like, George. Okay, so the only one that was worse than that, or better, depending on your perspective, I came out of the subway, and there was a dude on the street corner who wasn't homeless, but was going that way. In the sense that it was like working hours, and he's wearing a dirty suit, and he's got a couple of cardboard signs that he had written stuff on. And one cardboard sign had a whole bunch of stuff on it. Like, way too much information, multiple paragraphs, different pens were used, if it's any indication as to the effort. And then on the other sign, he had a little sign with big letters to contrast, and all it said on there was, "Where's the documentation?" Which I assume had something to do with the other sign, but I didn't have all the time, I didn't care, so I kept going. I got 10 steps past this dude, and this is what I hear yelled at him at this volume. "Man, you better summarize that shit!" And I took a knee on the street. I was laughing so hard. Because it's the only thing that could have been yelled at this guy that would have made any difference in his life whatsoever. Like, don't get back in touch with your family. That ship has sailed. You don't need to go back to school. Don't even worry about putting your underwear inside your pants. Like, you need an editor. You need to get that shit down to a palatable level that people can absorb as they go past you on the street. Like, the next time I come past here, you better have a question mark on a post-it note, and that's it. Thank you very much.